Ever wondered why trigonometry is obsessed with the first quadrant? Or why a circle, specifically a cycle of 360 degrees, plays a crucial role in trigonometry? Well, it's time to unravel these mysteries. Trigonometry, a branch of mathematics that deals with the relationships between the angles and sides of triangles, often uses reduction to the first quadrant. It's a technique that simplifies the calculation of trigonometric functions by transforming angles in other quadrants to their corresponding angles in the first quadrant. So how does this magic work? Let's start with the basics. First, identify which quadrant your angle falls into. Once that's settled, subtract the angle from 180 degrees or 90 degrees, depending on the quadrant. This gives you a corresponding angle in the first quadrant. Now, you can employ the cofunction relationships to determine the signs of the sine, cosine, and tangent functions of the reduced angle. Consider an angle of 225 degrees. It falls into the third quadrant. Subtracting 225 degrees from 180 degrees provides a corresponding angle of 45 degrees in the first quadrant. The signs of the sine, cosine, and tangent functions are then determined using the cofunction relationships. The reduced angle of 45 degree, therefore, has the following trigonometric values. Sin 45 degree equals the square root of 1/2 cos 45 degree is negative square root of 1/2, and tan 45 degree is -1. The first quadrant isn't the only star of the show, though. The whole circle, a full 360 degrees, plays a leading role in the trigonometric cycle. This cycle is essentially the repeating pattern of values that a trigonometric function assumes as the input angle increases from 0 degree to 360 degree. This cycle can be repeated for any interval of angles. As the input angle increases, the sine and cosine functions oscillate between positive and negative values. The sin function is positive in the first and second quadrants, and negative in the third and fourth. The cosine function, on the other hand, is positive in the first and fourth quadrants and negative in the second and third. The trigonometric cycle is a handy tool for understanding the behavior of trigonometric functions and for solving trigonometric equations. For instance, knowing that the sine function is negative at an angle of 225 degrees, one can use the trigonometric cycle to determine that the sine function will also be negative at angles of 135 degrees, 315 degrees, and 495 degrees. In conclusion, reduction to the first quadrant and the trigonometric cycle are two fundamental concepts in trigonometry. They open doors to solving a wide variety of trigonometric problems, making them key tools in the mathematician's toolkit.